Yo, what's good with y'all, man? It's T-Will from Team Producergrind again. Right now, I'm about to break down how to make a rod wave melody, man. It's about to be crazy. Let's get to it. Alright, so the first instrument that you want to pull up is going to be the piano. So right now, I'm using Keyscape from Omnisphere. It's the LA Custom C7 Grand Piano. So the first thing you want to do, if you are not familiar with the scales or anything, what you can do when you go to the piano roll is click on this option right here, and you go to helpers, and then you go to note grid highlights. I put on the helpers to let me know what notes are in the scale and what notes are not in the scale. So that's why it's good to use the helpers. I'm gonna start off with the bass notes. I chose these bass notes because these are the notes that are already highlighted, and I just put the notes in and it sounds good. Say if you don't want to go to each note and click it in like this, all you gotta do is hold Control, highlight all your notes, hold Shift, the left click, and then Control up is how you put the notes in like this, so it makes it easier that you could build your chords. So from the bottom notes that I had, put it up an octave, and do the same thing. Now you can really start building your chord based off of these top notes right here. So you're going up threes. And then from there, so we're starting on this note. And then from this point, hold the Control to highlight, hold Shift, bring it over, and just like that. Alright, so now that you already have the bass notes and you already have the chord, what you want to do is just follow what the highlight notes are. Now some saws for y'all real quick. You know how people do the trills and stuff so easily. So all you have to do, hold Control, highlight this, hold Shift, click it over, and then you highlight the whole thing, right? Do Control L and it'll shorten it, so it makes it easier. Now basically, for real, if you're doing the top melody, you can just sing it out like dun, 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 dun. You can just do that, so then that way at least you have a foundation of what you're trying to do. Now when it comes to making your upper, just making stuff like this at the top, you really ain't got to OD, man. Just at least keep it interesting the whole way through. It could be the same thing over and over. Alright, so now I'm about to go into Omnisphere again. I actually opened up another one, go back to the piano roll, and now that I'm familiar with what key I'm in, which is C minor, now I can just start putting in notes as I go along because it already shows it on the grid. That's freaking crazy. Alright, so the next instrument that I'm gonna go to is the bass guitar. Anytime you're doing any bass guitar instruments and the way that the ghost notes are set up in the piano roll, all you have to do is just follow the progression or just follow the notes. So you have like this, and there's some extra sauce right here. So anytime that you see like your notes are like this, just hit Shift L and it'll shorten your notes, and then you just cut the last note off. Alright, so the next instrument that I'm going to include is going to be the guitar from Contact. You have this picture knob right here. So when you're messing with this little whammy knob or whatever, when you hit a note like this, it's not going to actually bring the effect that you want. So all you got to do is bring up the range to like 7, and it brings more effect to it. So here we go. I'm going to just lay down this guitar melody, whatever's catchy, and just go on by my business. Alright, so on the guitar, because it sounds kind of dry, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one of the presets from Effects Rack. The preset that I'm going to is Reverse Spacious, and now this is what it sounds like. So that's all I put on as far as with the guitar. So the next instrument that I'm using is a tenor sax, also from Contact. Anytime you're doing like horns or whatever the case is, man, just keep it simple for real. Alright, so all together, this is how the melody sounds like.